Hello everyone, and I have found another game for you in the French defense. e4, e6, d4, d5, the knight c3 is the main variant of the French defense, the bishop b4 is the variant of the Weimaver, and the bishop up to 2 played white, unleashing the knight. de is taken by black, queen, w4. This is a typical attack for the French defense. There is an idea that when the black bishop left point f8, the pawn w7 remained defenseless. Sometimes there is even someone playing the king of f8 not specifically in this position, but in principle the idea of protecting this pawn with a king is always present. The strongest continuation here is the horse, f6 to give a pawn, then a rook, w8 to take a half-open vertical and knock on the field d4. Now black has an extra pawn, but white will receive positional compensation for it after castling. And now let's see how the game was played. In the game, black immediately punched 4 on the d field and defended the queen point w5. White has recoiled. They are playing without 2 pawns, but they are more interesting positionally, because now such a hidden threat is hanging over black's queen all the time. That is, the bishop bounces somewhere and the queen rootstock. As many as 5 are playing black here, seizing space, pushing the queen somewhere, as many as 4 on the queen. I think this field is even better for him. And here black is playing a knight of 6, and this is a gross mistake. On this move, white should have played the bishop, or rather the knight would have said a little sorry, to attack the queen and the fork. And now it's very difficult to defend somehow. Black has a lot of problems here. But white instead played bishop b5 and set such an unusual trap. Now, in fact, it was necessary to play just an elephant on the field d7, untying the knight, and the knight barely left the queen and offer exchanges, and you can already castle board, because the field d8 is now broken. It was impossible to castle back and blocked. Now you can castle board, take an e to knight, and black has 2 pawns and an excellent position here. Therefore, the exchange is most likely unprofitable for white now. But when you play in such a position, especially with black, it's scary to be under such terrible x-rays all the time. And the blacks are yawning here. They play the queen on the field of kings. I want to ask you to find a checkmate in 3 moves, which most likely you have already seen many times. This design is quite famous. I have shown it more than once, but in some other versions, in other debuts. In Caro-Kann, I think I showed you something like this, and somewhere in the French defense, something similar existed. Well, I'm going to show you the right solution now, and this is, of course, the queen's move on the field of d8. The queen's sacrifice. But look, it is impossible to take a knight, the bishop binds the horse, and therefore the bishop's move is 5 and is a trap. The king is forced to take. Bishop g5 is a double check from the rook and from the bishop, from which you can only get away. We return to the field and received a checkmate with satisfaction. The horse still cannot be taken away because of the bundle. Here is such a well-known design by almost everyone, again helped to wind up the opponent on the 11th move. Such a quick defeat turned out. Thank you so much for watching. Write comments, subscribe. The video is released daily. I wish you happiness, health, and of course a peaceful sky over your head. Bye bye.